Why are we still having this conversation, people? Why are we still having this conversation? Someone tell me. Just get Yokarez in. Just get Yokarez in. That's it. Welcome back to the Arsenal Transfer Centre. I hope you are all blessed and well. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're an Arsenal fan as well, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be keeping you up to date with all the transfer news and breaking news surrounding Arsenal for the rest of the transfer windows that happen this year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that. So let's get into it right now. Rodrygo unused in the Club World Cup yesterday, and you know what, the links that have been coming out, the tweets that have been coming out, the news that's been coming out, Xabi Alonso has been close to the player, talking to him, saying that he wants him in the squad, everything else and this, that and the other. There's been Twitter accounts that support Real Madrid, like the Madrid Zone, I think Madrid Extra, saying he's very loved at the club and this, that and the other, blah, 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 blah. But we know what Rodrygo wants. He wants to play on that left-hand side. Who started on the left-hand side again? It was Vinicius Jr. He didn't even start down the middle, Rodrygo. He didn't even start on the right. Gyokeres started on the right. We know that Real Madrid have recently signed Mastan Tuono from River Plate as well, who's potentially going to play on the right, or maybe as an attacking midfielder, whatever. But there are options on the right-hand side where even Rodrygo has fallen down that pecking order now. And the question is, are Arsenal going to strike? And the news is that the energy has changed now. I didn't watch the Club World Cup game. It was in Real Madrid, and I think it was Padua yesterday. I'm not sure if there was an Italian team. I think they were. But the fact that apparently he didn't even warm up in the second half or anything like that, does that mean he's starting to actually get unhappy and see that his future at Real Madrid, well, there is none? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, potentially there is no future for him at Real Madrid, and there could potentially be a future for him at Arsenal. And apparently Arsenal are now, even more so now, are going to step up their pursuit of Rodrygo, because there is a pathway. There is definitely a pathway there. There's a tunnel there where you can see the light where Rodrygo could come to Arsenal and definitely play on that left-hand side. Someone else we're going to talk about today is Gabriel Martinelli, who plays on that left-hand side as well, but we'll get to that later. But Rodrygo to Arsenal. He didn't have an injury. He wasn't tired or this, that and the other. He's fresh. He's fresh. He's ready to go. He posted on Instagram a couple of weeks ago that he was happy. Is he still happy now? That is the question. If I wanted to be playing in my favorite position and I was the quality of player that Rodrygo is, and I'm not getting a time, not even getting a look in, not even getting a little try to see, not even getting a little try to see what I can do, you're not even going to give me that? Rodrygo to Arsenal is on, in my opinion. Gunners, let me know what you think of that in the comments below. And you know what? I'm going to save Yokarez to the end because I think that's hot enough as well. But news that broke yesterday around Gabriel Martinelli is that FC Bayern Munich are absolutely interested in signing Gabriel Martinelli. Now, at least he plays on the right. Who plays on the left for Bayern? Not Gnabry. I can't even think. It was boggling my mind at the end of the day. But you know what? I'm just going to ask the question. Gunners, would you sell Gabriel Martinelli? I'm going to answer you that question. Would I sell Martinelli? I'd more so sell Trossard over Martinelli. I know Martinelli has struggled this season. He's also struggled with injuries as well. But he did have a poor season. And Trossard, in his defense, actually did have a better output in key moments sometimes than Martinelli did. Martinelli started finding his form towards the end of the season, but it's not the Martinelli we saw the season before that potentially looked like he could start pushing up in the ceiling and scoring like 16 goals in the Premier League season. The Martinelli that we thought we were going to get hasn't come out yet. And would I sell Martinelli? I mean, we could command a big fee for him. That's a fact. We could absolutely command a big fee. I think we could command at least 60 million plus for Martinelli. I'm sure he's got about 3-4 years left on his contract. Martinelli's contract, we're not worried about right now. Or is it 2 years left on Martinelli's contract? I'm not sure. But we're not necessarily worried about Martinelli's contract right now. The contract that we are worried about is like a Wanyeri, Saka, Saliba, tying up those contracts and this, that and the other. But with Martinelli, I do still think there is a player in there, and It's hard though. It's hard because sometimes he just frustrates me. He did frustrate me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say Martinelli didn't frustrate me last season when I'm just like, go on, take on the player, take on the attacker, but he's continually passing it inside, not trusting himself. He started trusting himself more towards. I think it was it even against Hakimi as well? He had a brilliant game against Hakimi. I'm like, where has that been all season, Martinelli? Was it in the first game as well? Like, he took Hakimi a couple of times and he got the better of him. It's like, that's what you need to do. That's what you should have been doing, but he wasn't doing that for 9 months. Would I sell Martinelli? I'd give him a chance, but then he's got one more season for me, in my opinion. He's definitely got only one more season to show. Otherwise, you're going to have to be moved out, mate. But bringing Rodrygo to Arsenal, 2 Brazilians on the left-hand side, Rodrygo takes the limelight, does his thing. Martinelli, you learn from Rodrygo and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. You battle it out. Why not? We could potentially have 2 of Brazil's best left wingers in our squad if Martinelli wants to step up and if we sign Rodrygo. But would you sell Martinelli if it meant we could bring in a Rodrygo? Because at some point we're gonna have to sell Trossard anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? He's 30. He's turning 31 soon, I think. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll have to move him on soon anyway. Because he's not even a starter. Trossard is not even a starter. I'd probably sell Trossard, keep Martinelli, sign Rodrygo. If any Saudi clubs want him, 40 million plus at least for Trossard, take that. Simple. Anyway, moving on to Victor Yokarez, and this is the last piece of news today because Benjamin Sesko is apparently demanding high wages, and that's simply why Arsenal are stalling now on Benjamin Sesko's deal. It was recently said that Arsenal had frozen on Yokarez's deal because Sporting were demanding too much money, but now Arsenal are apparently have hit a stumbling block with RB Leipzig and their player Benjamin Sesko because of the fact that he's asking for too much money. So the thing is, now we know that Berto wants Gyokeres and apparently Arteta wants Sesko, but now apparently Arteta has now shifted his attention to that of Yokarez because we've already seen that Partey wants more money. Arsenal are stalling on that because they don't want to give him money. Now Sesko apparently wants more money or has big wage demands, but Arsenal are not willing to pay that. So if they're not going to budge on that, if they're not going to budge on a Partey who they actually like, but they're saying no, we can give you the years maybe, but we're not going to give you more money. And Sesko's not even proven. And apparently Yokarez maybe even want less to come. So the deal for Yokarez is not harder because apparently if we've actually already had a verbal agreement with Victor Yokarez on the structure of his contract and this, that and the other, and Sesko's trying to demand more than that, then it just makes sense to shift your attention to that of Victor Yokarez, who has still scored 90 plus goals in 100 games and is the hottest striker out there by Mbappe and everyone else that's above Yokarez and this, that and the other. Like, Yokarez has been the talk of 2 years, doing it in the league, doing it in the Champions League, doing it in the Cups, doing it on international level. Why are we still having this conversation, people? Why are we still having this conversation? Someone tell me. Just get Yokarez in. Just get Yokarez in. That's it. So people, let me know what you think of the 3 people that we have discussed today. Mainly Rodrygo, unused again, Martinelli, and Victor Yokarez. Apparently also Sporting are about to sign this guy called Victor Guzman from a team in Peru. Young striker, 19 years old. Could that be Yokarez's replacement? But then it makes sense that how you're going to replace Yokarez with a young striker. But maybe this is what Sporting may want to do, develop someone else that's young, proven. I'm not sure if he's a talent, how talented he is and this, that and the other. But anyway, that's the transfer news for today, people. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you like this video, and like I said, I'm going to keep continuing to bringing you up to date with the transfer news surrounding Arsenal and all breaking news as well. This is going to be a big week because within the next 7 days or 8 days at least, Zubimendi will be confirmed. He's already confirmed to be having a 36 shirt. I think it's their 36 shirt. Wearing a 36 shirt next season. We need to hear something on the striker front. Pre-season is going to be starting soon. We need that left winger in. We're gonna be bringing in midfielder. We're gonna bring in Zubimendi. If we can sign Rodrygo and Yokarez before pre-season, and then bring in whatever backup we need for Partey and this, that, and the other, and a Jarrell Hato as well later on in Interesting. Kepa. See how Kepa was the last one I mentioned, but you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But that's if, buts, and maybes until it actually happens. Gunners, let me know what you think in the comments below. Love and guidance, people. Peace.